Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Mass Effect. I'm the Mysterious JG. I really shouldn't be recording because I'm already ahead of what you guys have seen, but damn it, I really feel like recording this game, so it's gonna happen. Now, I made a concerted effort to hold back on recording, and one of the ways I did that, you will see, is I did a bunch of off-screening of the boring collecting missions. You know how we go around surveying minerals and stuff? I had a Starflight type play session where I just went around mining, collecting Turian insignias, Solarian ID tags, Asari writings, blah blah blah, Prothean artifacts. Did all that kind of stuff off camera, like 5 hours worth of it. I even got like a chance to watch the riff tracks, which I'd finally got around to getting of Independence Day, and just got pretty much all that done, except I don't have enough League of One medallions, because although in all of these things, as you'll see, well, I'll let you know what I'm talking about real quick, because we're going to be loading state and getting to that point. But as you can see, we got Turian insignias. We've got 5 of 13 Turian insignias. Several Turian outposts and colonies were destroyed during the Unification War. Each colony insignia also disappeared. Sorry, writing. These writings belong to Matriarch Dilingna. It looks like there are many other writings to be found scattered across the galaxy. Valuable minerals. To maintain its fleet and continue to expand, the Alliance must find new resources wherever it can. We've recently surveyed an important deposit and claimed it for the Alliance. There must be more like them in the Traverse. Signs of battle. There are several League of One medallions and a few ID tags scattered throughout these systems. The hunt must have been extensive and taken years. These are Solarian. They have like one set of artifacts for each of the council races. Then we have the valuable minerals, and we have Prothean data disks. Research of Prothean culture is focused on the discovery of ancient data disks. So these are all collection missions. Not sure if I've heard that completing the Asari one makes a minor bit of dialogue difference in Mass Effect 3, but I mean, for me it was just you get a lot of free credits and experience for doing it. And in fact, there's more than enough of each of these. It says you need to collect 20 of each of those, like 20 for these, you need to collect 10, whatever. There's actually more than you need for all of them, and you can get more, and you continue to get experience and credits, but other than the signs of battle, where there's a couple of systems we can't go to because we haven't, not that it doesn't make a lot of sense, but you unlock systems by completing missions. So there's a couple of League medallions we would still need to get, but when we load the game, we will have completed all the rest of these, and I will have leveled up a couple times as a result. And the reason I'm not just jumping straight into that is because when you fly from system to system, you'll occasionally get called by Admiral Hackett, and he will give you a plot mission. Because when you go to a system that has a UNC mission in it, he just calls you and tells you, hey, well, you're here to do this. So we've got it. You know, you guys would miss dialogue if I didn't like show you all that stuff. I didn't do any of these plot missions, or excuse me, optional side missions. Just the collecting quest. You will, however, have missed. I fought a couple of Thresher Maws, at least 3 or 4 Thresher Maws, while I was just basically spent some time driving around in the Mako, collecting all that kind of stuff. And with all of them, my technique, which you may or may not get to see before this is over. You saw me fight one Thresher Maw, and it's always kind of goofy because they shoot this deadly acid spit at you, and the best way, because you don't want to, if you move around, they burrow and come back in a new location, and it's kind of tough. But if you stay at a range where they're comfortable shooting at you, you just use your little retro rocket jets to jump up in the air, and like basically you're like Mario hopping over fireballs and returning fire with Hammer, you know, Hammer Brothers shoot or whatever, or fire your own fireballs. But yeah, you jump over its stuff and continue shooting at it. And what I did off screen, which I hadn't done on screen yet, is once I get it down to having 1 slither of health, I step out of the vehicle and kill it on foot. And actually, I've been getting it so low in health before I step out that the last 2 of them I fought, my squad mates killed it before I got a chance to get switched over, or get assassination set up on my sniper rifle. So that's always fun. But you get a lot more experience that way, and as a result, I leveled up quite a few times.
Looking for supplies?
But even just because I went into this off-screen mode because I was selling stuff off-screen, but even
Let's
just doing that,
You bet, Commander.
I now have enough gold saved up. Oh wait, no I don't. Oh, you know what? I loaded the slot before I started selling stuff. Oops. Oh well. I bought Spectre gear.
Looking for supplies?
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
I'll just show you real quick. After I sold my stuff, I bought myself an HMWSR-7 sniper rifle for Shepard. I bought a HMWP-7 pistol for Shepard, and I bought an HMWA-7 assault rifle for Ashley. And for those of you who are wondering about Ashley, yeah, that should be an indication. And it's like, honey, I have real feelings for you. Here's an advanced assault rifle. It's not the best one you can get. Most weapons and armor in this game come from 1 to 10. The Spectre stuff only comes in 7 and 10. So what I've done is bought the weaker of the 2 available Spectre items. But the 10s don't start showing up till really late in the game. Though I understand that, actually, if I waited until I'd finished Pinnacle Station, which I have been debating whether I'm going to do that. Am I going to really, really try hard and possibly have to off-screen go through and do it on normal? Or if I'm just going to cheat a bit and kick the difficulty back to casual just to finish Pinnacle Station. But when you finish everything on Pinnacle Station, it starts to, from what I've heard, it makes level 10 Spectre gear available, even if you haven't leveled up enough in the game that you should be able to get it yet. Anybody who already knows about Pinnacle Station will understand why. When you win Pinnacle Station, Shepard gets an apartment. It's kind of weird because it doesn't. It's optional. It's like add-on stuff. So there's neither Mass Effect 2 or Mass Effect 3 ever recognizes the fact that Shepard basically wins a fabulous luxury apartment, and that apartment. So you can only use it in the original Mass Effect. It doesn't come over to the later games, but that apartment has a terminal where you can purchase stuff, and it gives you access, apparently, to level 10 Spectre gear. You don't have enough money to really buy it if you get it so early in the game that you aren't yet finding level 10 items from treasure chests. Because as you may have noticed, the items we find in crates and stuff are randomized, and they scale with you. So like early in the game, we were always finding level 1, level 2, maybe occasionally level 3. Now we're finding level 6, level 7, because it scales with you.
Good timing, Commander. We got a transmission coming in from the Citadel. Top priority clearance.
Is it the Ambassador?
It's not his signature. I think it's from the Council. I'll patch it through to the comm room.
Okay. So yeah, what we're going to do here for the next few minutes is I'm going to cruise around. I made notes anytime I triggered some kind of voice-acted mission brief or dialogue just from flying around in space. I made a note of where. So I could load this game before I started doing it. I'll fly to all those places so you can hear it, and then I'll load the game where we've actually leveled up. So there's this stuff. And bought Spectre gear and finished all except for the Solarian collection quest, because the Solarian metals, a few of them are located in places we can't get to.
Commander Shepard, we've received information that may be critical to your mission against Saren.
Oh, wow. What do you know about Saren?
I'll take all the help I can get.
We've received an urgent message from one of our infiltration regiments in the Traverse.
You mean spies?
You mean
Spectres
spad.
tend to attract attention, Commander, but they are only one arm of the Council. Special task groups are often a better option for monitoring developing situations.
That's what Spectres were.
We currently have several infiltration units scattered throughout the border regions of Citadel space. This particular unit was gathering intel on Saren.
Oh, cool. What do they know about Saren?
What did they find?
About Saren?
Unfortunately, the message we received was little more than static. The infiltration team must be in a situation where they can't set up proper interstellar communications. But the message was sent on a channel reserved for mission-critical communications. Whatever they were trying to tell us, we know it was important. Considering your interest in Saren,
I am interested in
we thought you
Saren.
might want to investigate this.
And art, and
Find out
music,
what happened
and
to
stuff.
our team. The signal originated from the planet Vermeer.
This is a pretty important plot mission. And this is on an automatic thing. When you get out of the Citadel and when you're made a Spectre, you get the Normandy and basically have free run of the solar system for the first time. They give you 3 leads, and when you finish 2 of those 3 story missions, Vermeer is unlocked. Vermeer and that 3rd story mission both need to be completed before the next one unlocks, if my memory serves. So yeah, the unlocking of Vermeer basically means that if we ignored all optional shit from now on, we'd probably be about halfway through the game. Maybe even more. Trying to remember. Yeah, we're about halfway through the game now. Or maybe not quite there.
I'll look into it.
The Council prefers not
Certainly
to
if I
become
keep
involved
talking,
in
we won't be
specifics
halfway
of
through the
Spectre
game.
activities. We only want you to be aware of all your options, including Vermeer. Good luck, Commander Shepard. We will keep you advised if we learn anything else.
About anything. Ever. Okay, so we're gonna spend most of this video cruising around, being told about optional missions, and if we have time, and then we'll load. And if we have time, we have to do all of our post-story mission chatter, basically our debrief with all of our squad members to advance their stories. Okay, so if you go to the galaxy, I got my notes here, go to the galaxy map, I've done that, and immediately got something. Now I want to go to the Armstrong Cluster, where Armstrong's Avenger hangs out, or is there Armstrong Nebula, and as soon as... Yep.
Arcturus. Patching it through.
Arcturus Minx.
Normandy, Admiral Hackett.
Normandy, this is Arcturus Minx.
Increase in Geth activity in the Skyllian Verge. Surveillance drones have identified Geth outposts on 4 different planets in the Armstrong Cluster. We need someone to take them out.
Take them out. Make a mess. Take them out. Make a mess. Somebody going to get the Geth kicked.
We have any idea what they're after?
Hard to say. They may be just gathering intel on us. Or maybe they're setting up staging grounds for hit-and-run attacks on human colonies.
I'm on it, Admiral.
Finding Saren is still your top priority.
Oh, do you know something about Saren, sir?
Fighting the Geth. You're the logical choice to take out these outposts. We're transmitting all the locations of known Geth outposts in the Armstrong Cluster to the Normandy now.
Okay.
Admiral Hackett out.
That was weird. I just had my headphones stopped getting stereo and started getting mono. Weird. Alright. So that's that. And actually, sorry to the great state of Kentucky. But no, we're going to end up doing the Geth incursion missions before we get on with any more story stuff. They are intricately tied to Tali's Please Please Me mission. And of course I want to do the missions for Garrison Rex as well. So that's the Armstrong Cluster. Now we go to Attican Beta Cluster. And as soon as we get there, we get told stuff. By the way, because you have more of a free... although it's actually less densely packed with places you can visit, none of the Mass Effect games really let you visit all the places that should be out there. Like in Mass Effect 3, there's systems out here where there's stuff that went on. You don't get to go to those planets in Mass Effect 3 unless they have a plot event that's happening on them. But you'll notice that we're all over here for the most part. This is where, in Mass Effect 3, I think like human occupied space is here, the Citadel's here, and then like the Turians, Solarians, and Asari are all mixed around in here somewhere. I think the Volus and the Elcor are out here. But yeah, there's very little happening here, and we never get to visit the home worlds of any of the other sentient races, because they're all located out here, and the game just doesn't make them available to us as places to go. So the Attican Beta Cluster is the next one we want to go to. Sentry Omega is a cool name. Oh, it's where Pharaohs is anyway, so we'll be heading out here eventually. In the AV cluster, go to the Hercules system. Oh. This is actually a specific thing that I wanted to showcase that takes place on an actual planet. Oh, cool, takeoff, because we're actually still, I forgot, we're still on Pharaohs here. I've been flying around so much, I forgot that when I loaded this game, we would actually be on Pharaohs. Although, now that I think about it, this thing I'm about to show you, I don't know if on my save that we're going to be loading I did it, or if I...
Message coming in.
Oh, here we go.
Patching it through.
Normandy, this is Alliance Command. We're detecting your presence in the Attican Beta Cluster.
Cool.
One of our
Spying on me.
surveillance drones was gathering intel on Geth activities in the region when it was spotted and shot down. He We need to go groundside and recover the drone's data module before the Geth find it.
That wasn't like a regular guy. That was just some, I don't know, maybe that was like a fake. Maybe the Geth are leading us to a trap. But guy, I don't know, to me it sounded like kind of hungover. It's weird. Okay, Elentia. It's a Taurus. It's the leader of the cult from hydrogen gas giant. Okay, I don't see any particular indication of this, but maybe they have like, maybe they're both named after the same thing. But the Taurus is he like the evil cult leader from the Final Sacrifice? I don't know. Eletania appears to be a world eminently suited for colonization. Sadly, appearances are deceiving. It is covered by a verdant carpet of mosses, algae, and lichen, and possesses a thick oxygenated atmosphere, but the animal kingdom is a web of microscopic symbiotic creatures. These are impossible to filter from the air, necessary for the native life to thrive. Unfortunately, they also cause anaphylactic shock when inhaled by non-native life. Anaphylactic. A short settlement requires either fully sealed environment suits or replacement of the entire world's ecosystem. Some propose limited colonization at altitudes above the symbiote's range, or in areas where favorable winds keep the air clear. So it's kind of an interesting concept. So actually, this is a side mission, but now that I'm realizing that I foolishly did one or two things here, that if we go back and finish the side quest later, you will have missed one or two steps. So just for completion's sake, let's show it. So there's a mysterious globe at roughly coordinates 2020. So that's actually visible on the map. There's a ton of stuff. From what I found a fact. Oh, you know what? I should give this guy credit because this saved me a lot of work. There's people who. It's a guy who wrote a goddamn side quest fac, and he gave you locations for all the Asardi artifacts, the Turian artifacts, but then for the minerals, it's like I can't be bothered. If somebody really wants me to do it, I guess I will. This thing's years old, so you know either people have asked him to ignore them or not, but. It's like his whole thing is that he's doing a side quest fac, and then he comes across the side quest that you would be the most likely to want a fac for, finding the minerals. And he's like, can't be asked. It's like that's the whole point of what way. Anyway, but no, the Mass Effect, like it's a fac for the entire game, and not just a side quest fac. A fac for the entire game by somebody named Warfreak actually has locations for like everything in the freaking game. So that was awesome, very helpful. Thank you, Warfreak. And let's get back to the game. We're going to go to this item, which I think is worth showing. And once again, I'm driving the Mako, so you get a little taste of what I was doing, which is just driving all over the damn place on these mountains and trying to avoid going nuts. It's like a little bit more action-packed version of Starflight, where you're basically driving around. It's a more graphically enhanced version of Starflight. You're driving around on mountains, except you have infinite fuel in this game, and generally are not being attacked by hostile alien life forms in the Mako, except that occasionally you're attacked by sentients with guns. But you won't be attacked by, like, say, the Starflight 2 brass harpooner. See, now you can see the get a little glimpse of what it is that we're looking for here.
Securing point.
Ashley, you're looking good. Oh, sorry, Kaiden. Ashley, you're looking good. Oh, and I was really tempted to use Omnigel to get past some of the stuff. That when you find, like, you know, crashed satellites or whatever, you are allowed to use Omnigel to bypass. After you can fail the little mini game you use on, and I was like, no, I can't do that. I can't make them watch me save load through these things, and then when I'm not recording, suddenly I'm all speedy and efficient and just use Omnigel and say, forget it. But after a while, I got to one, so it's like I had to put the right command input in, like 8, 9, 10 times in a row or something like that, and it just gives you, and I was like, fuck it. But the vast majority of them, I actually save loaded through the same way I would have if you guys were watching. And I'm going to try really hard not to save load anymore, because I think we've pretty much hit that point. Now I've got almost 300 Omnigel. I think we've hit the point where... Although you burn through that awfully fast, because it sometimes takes 25 Omnigel to bypass a safe, but yeah. Examining the strange protein artifact reveals a small irregular slot on the other side of the surface. Remembering the strange trinket you received from the Asari consort on the Citadel, how is this suddenly coming to you? And I don't know what happens here if you don't have that. You pull it out and place it into the slot. The ball explodes in a brilliant flash of white light, momentarily blinding and destroying you. Slowly your senses return as you wake from a deep sleep. You are low to the forest, though you are not far from the caves you share with the others of your tribe. There's a pain and you're Kurok. There's a pain and a small lump at the back of your skull, as if a chip of flint has been forced underneath the surface of the skin. Leaning on your bone-tipped spear for support, you rise to your feet. A sound draws your attention upwards, where a strange creature hovers high above you. It is unlike the birds you hunt by the lake's edge. It has no head and no wings, yet somehow it flies. It is a beast of shining silver, hanging motionless in the sky like a cloud. You sense it watching you, studying you. Oh, so we got like a 2001 Space Odyssey thing going on here. The cavemen, monkeys being observed by, well, not observed, but they were visited by the strange black obelisk. Ric Flair's theme music played. Raising a hairy fist, you shake your spear at it in anger, and the creature rises up quickly until it disappears from view. With a satisfied grunt, you make your way back to your cave and the rest of the tribe. You fall into the familiar patterns of life. The hunt for food, the struggle to claim and keep a mate, the battles against other tribes that would claim your territory. Days roll into nights and back into days. Each time you rise from sleep, there is a sensation that you are not alone, that some other is with you, sharing all you see, hear, and feel. At these times, your hand goes to the strange lump at the back of your skull, and you remember the silver creature in the sky. The air grows colder, winter falls. You must range further for food, clutching the first tide against you to ward off the chill. It is one of these long hunts that the strange bird returns during one of these long hunts. It is on one of these long hunts, yes. You hear it before you see it. Its call a deafening roar as it descends from above, swooping down on you. A single great eye opens on the underbelly, a glowing red orb. You try to run, but a finger of red light extends from the eye and engulfs you, and all goes black again. You wake up an instant later to find yourself on Elitania, lying on your back, the protein artifact looming above you undamaged, and your companions standing over you. They help you to your feet, puzzled. There was a flash of light, and you just toppled over, one explains. We're not going to bother to tell you which one. Are you okay, Shepard? The other asks. You don't answer right away, wondering at the implications of what you have seen, the memories of the Cro-Magnon hunter, captured by an implanted protein data recorder. How long did they study these primitive humans? Observing them and analyzing the results of their base on Mars, and what, if anything, did they learn from us? I'm fine, you finally reply. I'm fine. You finally reply, realizing this is a mystery you'll probably never solve. Forget about it. So I don't know that does anything. But you gotta hear me use the slash voice. That totally ought to be worth it. Okay, and just because I believe when we load game I will have accidentally... Well, I got this not realizing that I was going to be advancing plot. Because like I said, earlier this afternoon... God, I just had such a lazy freaking day. It was Saturday, I didn't have to do anything. I probably should have done something, but I ended up spending a big chunk of the day just fucking around with this game. But yeah, I was driving. I was like looking at everything, because this guy lists everything that you can find on these planets that you explore in his fact, Warfree. And I was like getting everything which wasn't a plot kind of place, including Thresher Maws. And at one point, on the planet that we already visited with the biotic commune, there was an encounter with a group of mercenaries. Like, there's no dialogue, there's no structure you go into. There's just a couple of mercenaries next to a Mako that you can't interact with, and you can fight them, and you get experience. And they were on that planet unmarked, and I didn't find them, but I found them. I found a Thresher Maw there. But mostly it was just like, yeah, salvaging probes which have no plot connection. They're basically just treasure chests, which generally take an unusually high amount of omnigel / an unusually good, long, uninterrupted series of correct button inputs to get. And see, and now that I've been driving around finding all these treasure moths, any stretch of flat land like this makes me worry, because treasure moths only come out in places like this. There's no treasure moth on this planet, though. But yeah, I was trying really hard to avoid, like at first, I wasn't really being all that worried about it. I was just grabbing everything, but eventually I was like, only grab the ones that are from the collector's mission, because I'll keep accidentally triggering plot events. There's a mineral deposit. I will have gotten, when we load the game, I will have gotten it, so I'm not going to bother with it now.
On my way.
Dead creatures.
This is the surveillance drone, but where's the data module?
Monkey-like creature seems to have made off with the data module.
Guess we're doing this the hard way.
And all I remember about this, I don't remember, I had Garrus with me and somebody, I don't remember what the other person said, but Garrus said something sarcastic like, oh great, this is going to be fun, when we find out that we have to, in order to stop the Geth from getting their hands on our info or whatever, we have to do a mini game that involves chasing monkeys, apparently. Okay, so now we gotta go to the Kepler Verge for some more mission assigning dialogue, and then the Voyager Amazon system, the Voyager Cluster Amazon system. And then basically I'll be ready to load the game, where we've got a whole lot more experience, gold, more credits, and have finished all the collecting missions except for the Solarian one. So Kepler Verge. Newton. When we get here, we'll get a call from Admiral Hackett, and he'll be like, Shepard, remember what the girl said? Something.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
I've received some information I thought you'd want to see, Commander. Someone is killing former Alliance scientists. There have been 4 deaths in the past month.
Cool.
I'm happy to look into it, Admiral. What can you tell me?
What a kiss.
We found a connection between the scientists and you.
Dun dun dun.
They all worked on a classified project several years ago on a cruise.
A cruise. Cruise is something from your backstory. I think the backstory was that Shepard and his unit were attacked by Thresher moths, and Shepard's the only one who got out. I forgot about that. When I was off killing Thresher moths, it should have been like a big personal thing
This
for him.
can't have anything to do with what happened to me on the cruise.
Those
You know,
Thresher moths killed dozens of soldiers.
Got drunk and
If
went to
this was
bed with
more
a
than
chick who
just
turned
an
out to have a
accident,
penis.
we need to know.
Happened on a cruise.
Commander,
Thresher moths again. There we
Shepard,
go.
what you do with this
Commander,
is up to you.
dot dot dot,
I just
Shepard.
want
So
to
his
know.
name is dot dot
There
dot,
was
his
one
first
of the
name.
scientists on the project, Dr. Wayne. I'm transmitting
Oh,
his
Little
last
Wayne?
coordinates. Good luck. 5th lead out.
He's like, Dr. Little Wayne, have you found any interesting scientific discoveries? Yeah. There you go, that's my hilarious Little Wayne impression. Pretty awesome, huh? Now I got to the Voyager Cluster. It's a local cluster. Oh, there it was. And the Amazon system. It's where Wonder Woman's planet is. Paradise Island or Themyscira or whatever the hell it's called.
Commander, incoming signal from 5th Fleet.
Yeah, these guys just won't leave me alone.
Commander Shepard, something uncomfortable has just come up.
I've got like
In
this
the first
thistle in my
contact war,
butt
we
cheeks.
fired a lot of espionage probes into Turian space. We just received a mission complete burst from one of them.
Ah, Relento. It's mission complete.
Where's it been in the meantime?
No idea. Lost in transit. These probes were built in a hurry after first contact.
What makes this uncomfortable?
It's
When
up
these
my butt,
probes were
Shepard.
launched, we didn't have any idea who we were fighting. We don't want to risk aliens examining our technology. The probe has a demo nuke built in. A 20-kiloton tactical fusion warhead. About equal to the bomb dropped on Hiroshima back in the 20th. If somebody
20th of March. We keep dropping nukes on Hiroshima. This guy's pissed us off.
Finish, Commander.
Could you finish?
I understand this must be handled, but I don't have anyone trained to deal with this sort of thing, sir.
Ashley's good at handling stuff.
I wouldn't ask if it wasn't important. These probes have been classified for 26 years.
Back in the 20s.
The Council will call fusion bomb booby traps dangerous and irresponsible. The Alliance would face censure if they find this
They're
probe.
jerks like that. They're always coming down on us for having booby-trapped nuclear weapons.
It's in the Voyager Cluster.
We'll get on it immediately, Admiral. And we'll be discreet.
I appreciate that, Commander.
Tell Tali all about it. I'll tell Garrus about it. He should be thrilled to hear about our nuclear bombs that we've set to kill turians. Alright. So that was fun. Now, if we go to the Normandy deck, you'll see we've gone from like 21:19, which is right after I sold all my stuff, to, oh, it's embarrassing, about 5 hours of off-screening. And this is not a game that should require, well, I mean, the level grinding in this game is meant to be interesting, but this I thought I would spare you, just driving around in the Mako collecting stuff. It was monotonous. I enjoyed this part of the game. If you just, like, I kind of wanted to get it all done to get the experience, but if you intersperse it with other things, and you know, if you just explore planets as plot missions demand, you get quite a few of those things. And if you explore all the planets, explore the whole system like Starflight style, you'll obviously find everything eventually if you're thorough. But if you do it all at once like that, it does get monotonous. I understand why people didn't want to see it in the future games, but like completely eliminating it in favor of just run and gun action is highly irritating. And Mass Effect 2, as you'll see, has a mining game, which just takes, for me, it's kind of simpler. It's not quite as time consuming, but it takes all the fun out of it. All the sense that you're exploring is gone. It just becomes a mini game you do to get funds. But anyway, we jump in here and you'll see on assignments we've got Signs of Battle still here. We need 2 more League medallions. But we get down here, 14 of 13 terrain emblems have been found. 10 of 10 Asari writings. For all of the mineral types, and there's still more out there in this pack that we could go find, and we'd still get more experience for them. But rare earths was the last one I got, which is why it's 20 of 20. As I was going through, I was going over the quote limit for everything else, and we got all the Prothean artifacts. And huzzah! Also, you'll see that Shepard's leveled up quite a few times. We're now at level 37, so we're about 2/3 of the way through to the maximum possible level. However, sometime around level 35 or so, I want to say unfortunate, it's part of the game's design. A little bit frustrating if you thought you'd figured out how you were going to spend all your points. Shepard had been getting 2 skill points per level, and his squad mates had been getting 1 per level. After a certain point, Shepard only gets 1 point per level. So leveling up, like essentially you've got diminishing returns for leveling up Shepard, which means that we can now figure out exactly how many points we have left to spend, assuming we get to level 60, and there's no particular reason we need to level up all the way to 60 to win the game. Level ups also come fewer and farther between at this point. They really are trying to just sort of get it to taper off. Like, okay, your Shepard is powerful enough to win the game. Get on with it. But as you can see, I've maxed out sniper rifles, and God, I'll probably need to waste 2 more points in charm along the way. But I will have enough points to max out pistols as well. And then I could potentially max out both Commando and Spectre training, which means that Shepard will be doing as much damage as is possible for an infiltrator, which is probably good, especially for Pinnacle Station, where the ability to kill things with manic speed is more important than the ability to absorb damage, because the easiest by far of the 4 mission types of Pinnacle Station, the only one that we've been able to succeed at in normal mode and set the records, is survival mode. The others are all about killing things very quickly. Even the like take the points as fast as you can and move from point to point thing, when enemies come up to you and get in the area you're trying to take over, it slows down the count. You have to be in an area for a certain amount of time to take it over, capturing the flag, etc. And having enemies around slows that process. And I wasn't even coming close. I think I'm just going to switch to casual difficulty and make those easy. But yeah, stopping power is far more important for Pinnacle Station than anything else. And Pinnacle Station is ultimately, if you keep it on a high difficulty level, getting the #1 score and all those things is going to be tougher than actually winning the final plot missions in this game. So I can get Spectre training and Commando up to the max if I want to, and that'll leave me a few more points. I would either have to choose between putting a few more points into fitness to try to up my hit points, or possibly into tactical armor. I don't think I'll put anything else into tactical armor because Master Shield boost doesn't really... It's not that much better than Advanced Shield boost. And you're getting like 1% damage reduction increases for all these levels you put up before you get there. So probably some combination of Commando, Spectre training, and fitness will be where I put my last points. And of course, I'm going to max out pistols. Commando and Spectre training, by the way, both give passive offensive upgrades, in case I hadn't explained that. And I may end up, even though you don't really need to if you design things correctly, but I'll probably put points into charm, just so that he has the maximum charm score and will be able to use all blue dialogue options anywhere in the game. So that's it. That is it. Oh, and I'll show you his equipment too. So he's now got the Spectre pistol, and because I sold all my frickin' ammo upgrades, I forgot that some of the better weapons are going to give you room for 2 different upgrades. So I could put 2 rail extensions onto this thing, which is a bit ridiculous, but I could. Because, yeah, I sold them all, so, yeah, I forgot. Oh, I probably should have kept a few on hand for this. Nah. And then the sniper rifle. He has the Ultimo sniper rifle. Getting the Spectre 10 sniper rifle instead, I think is going to, like, increase those. I don't know it'll do much to shots before overheat, but it will increase damage and accuracy rating even more. But as it is, I mean, this is, I believe, the rifle I replaced was like this one of these. I think these I found in the meantime, but these rifles are the ones I replaced. And yeah, clearly I've got just much better guns than I used to have. So the next few plot missions should be a breeze as far as being able to kill stuff fast. But these things make your heat absorption even worse, but they boost your damage. So I might as well... It's kind of ridiculous. I now have 2 rail extensions built into the same pistol. Later games won't let you use the same type of upgrade on 2 different slots. It's kind of silly to do that. But this game wasn't really, I guess, paying attention. I got better polonium rounds I could be using now, too. And shredder rounds and stuff. I think I'll stick with that, though. And in my sniper rifle, I might get an even better polonium round. No, it's already at 6, so I'll give this one... Never mind. Yeah, I already have level 6 in this. So I can go back to my pistol and go for level 6. And there'll be a level 5 polonium round for anybody in my squad who doesn't already have one later. But as you can see, my credits are back up over 1 million now. So I could... Well, this video is going long anyway. But no, you know what? I need to end this video. Tell you what we'll do real quick before we end the video. What we will do. So it's going to be a bit long. And when we come back, it's just going to be chit-chat. I mean, apologies since this whole video was just cruising around and then finding chit-chat. Next video is also going to be chit-chat because we've got to talk to our squad mates after every mission to make sure that we get all the dialogue. Because, come on, guys. You wouldn't be watching Mass Effect if you didn't like the world building and backstory stuff. If you just wanted to see a straight-up action game, there are ones that do the straight-up... I think Mass Effect does the straight-up action part adequately, but there are other games that do it better. I mean, it's not really the bread and butter of Mass Effect.
Looking for supplies?
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
So, medium armor. See, he has not replaced his gear. Which means I could start looking for good gear. I mean, I just have this fixation on Spectre gear because it's the best, quote, brand. I could buy a shotgun for, everything I say. Rex also... Rex and Ash are my favorite squad mates to use, but neither of them... They both can train in shotguns, but neither of them have trained in shotguns. So I'm really better off just going to the Citadel and buying another Spectre assault rifle for Rex, because Ash already has one. I could also try to buy... No, these are upgrades. Oh, this is buyback. Oh, buyback is what... Never mind. That's when I buy something that I've already sold. No, that's not what I want to do. I want to buy... This, let's see, is this better than what I've got? It is, but not by too much. I mean, I need to see a pretty major upgrade before... See, it won't let me compare to what my other squad members are wearing. I'd need to see a pretty significant upgrade. Oh, the biotic amp. I don't have a biotic amp. Be nice if he was selling some sort of biotic amp. He was selling the tech blue wire tool, or whatever the hell that thing is called. Never mind. The only piece of Spectre gear I can buy that I haven't already got from him, because I bought the one he had in stock of each and they're gone, I could buy a shotgun, but since... And I think Rex likes using shotguns because he likes getting in close and using melee as well. But in an effort to kind of vaguely control his behavior, I made him train in assault rifles. And if I could go back and reassign the points, I probably at this point would max out his shotgun skill and get him this shotgun to use. But I can't do that. So there's no point talking about it. So we're going to call it a video, folks. And when we come back, we're going to talk to our squad mates, find out where their heads are at. And I might just off-screen visit the Citadel and buy another rifle for... Buy a nice assault rifle for Rex. But there's other characters who need their gear maxed out, too. I mean, by the time this game is over, once you get to level... If you get all the way to level 60 and just keep fighting and getting credits and doing blah, 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 you get to the point where you can have everybody using optimal gear if you want. But for now... I think I'll hold on to the credits and wait for even better items to start becoming available for purchase. I'm the Mysterious JG. I want to thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.